Philmatic.
Yes, sir.
We got some special guests in the house tonight, man.
You already know, man.
Without any further ado, man, tell the people who are about to have this great conversation with.
Man, it's always great to build with like-minded individuals. You know, I say it. We often call ourselves Tissue and the Tape Podcast, the home of the MC. But tonight we got a very, very special episode. This is the first time. This is history. This is the first time we're going to have an R&B artist, but not just an R&B artist, a phenomenal singer, phenomenal MC, and we also have a world-renowned DJ, musical director. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, we have DJ Dummy, we have MuMu Fresh, we have the Vintage Babies. Let's go.
Yes, how y'all doing, man?
What's going on?
Doing great. Glad to have you guys.
Where's the sirens and the applause?
I know. I was just going to say that.
That's post edit.
That's post production. We gonna have applause and all that.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah. But no. We actually are just doing this just a little bit more intimately, just because of the fact that we have you guys on the line, and there actually have been some requests to get a more diverse type of artist on here, because you guys represent what not only our listeners listen to and what they've been fiending for, but also just what we love and respect. So that's why we really just want to get this conversation going with you guys. We appreciate you coming on the line with us.
We're honored to be here, man.
Appreciate that. Phil, you put me on, and automatically, me being the kind of the head that I am, not just about hip hop, like I was already on it. Tell the people, just a little bit about just your love for what they're doing as far as the Vintage Babies and what we're about to talk about tonight. I
mean, it's just quality music, man. It's nothing better than hearing, the connection of harmony, of rhythm, of soul, but you hear the passion in the music. So when I heard the name DJ Dummy, I automatically, you know how my mind works. First thing I thought about Chappelle's show, The Food.
Right.
And I'm like, that's
classic moment.
I mean, you rose the light up. I mean, that's how my mind works. It's certain moments that you never forget. That's one of my all-time favorite songs from one of my all-time favorite albums. So that moment sucks. So every time I saw your name, that I'll automatically check for anything that you were doing. Flash forward, Vintage Babies. I'll be the first to admit I'm not the biggest R&B dude, but I love soul music. I love the energy. I love the feeling. So I see DJ Dummy's name attached to this project. I see this young lady. I've seen the name. She raps, but hold on, she's singing right here. And a lot of times that doesn't always go great. This was amazing. You're mind blowing. So when I hear the combination of the two, my homie puts me on, and I'm in love. I'm rocking it. Then I gotta let my wife hear it. That's the real test. So she likes it. So we cleaning the house. We rocking the Vintage Babies. And that's how it came. And then so flash forward, through a host of connections.
Yeah.
Tonight happened. And we live with y'all.
Shout out to Alexis.
Mm-hmm. We're here. This is it. We're here.
So we want to get right into it. For how we do it, we like to get the origin story. But since you guys are a unit, how did you guys connect? And just tell the people about how you guys originated to make this duo.
You want to start, Maimouna?
Nah, you can start. It's fine.
Well, again, we both have history before we got together. Mm-hmm. As far as Maimouna has worked with artists before, and I've worked with artists before, and it came like we was always around the same circle. So I've seen her perform with the Roots. I've seen her perform with Zap Mama. Like it's just, I've seen, and I'm watching her, and I'm like, this lady is amazing. And well, at the time, this little young lady was amazing.
This young Joan.
Yeah, because she was quite young, but we never really like we just say hi, and I told her she was amazing, and I left to go work. I was working with Common, and then I got called to go do some work with J. Cole. So I left Common for a while, and when I left Common, that's when Maimouna started working with Common on the road. So I came back when I was done with Cole. I came back with Common, and then me and her started being on the road together with Common. We just became cool that way, and just like more and more, I started to see her talent build. And she released a few projects, and then she asked me to work on a mixtape with her. And actually, nope, before that, I asked her to write a song for an artist that I was working with. We gave the song to the artist. The artist, not that they didn't like it, she's not even putting out any more records, period. So I'm like, I like the way she made this record. I like the way she wrote it. I like the way she referenced it. So I was like, Maimouna, let's do another song. And we just did another song. And then she came to me, was like, hey, I like this vibe. Can you work on a mixtape with me? So the few songs that we did, she put on the mixtape, and I just worked with her from there. After I heard the whole completed mixtape, I'm like, this woman is freaking amazing. Like, there's nobody doing what she's doing. There's pop artists, there's R&B artists, there's rap artists, but there's nobody who can master all three and perform. Yes. Maimouna on stage, her performance is unmatched.
Yeah,
it's so heart feeling. So I was like, okay, let's start working more together. And then she said, let's work on an album. I was like, okay, I'm absolutely with it. And then it was just, I mean, I'm saying it like this, but this was years and years and years going by. This was at least a good 5-6 years that we just been.
Now, what year are we talking about? Like when you guys decide like you're gonna do this album?
Oh, well, that started last year.
Yeah, but when we said we were gonna do the album, we knocked it out. I mean, I can't even say it took us a whole year because we weren't even in the studio at the same time, but maybe 3 times? Like I came out to LA like 2 weeks each, probably 3 times, and we recorded the whole project.
Yeah, like we really sat there hours and hours and hours. But just us working together, I was saying, was building through years. Okay. But the album itself, once we said let's do an album, we did it. And it took less than a year. Yeah.
We was really disciplined. Like when I flew out there, we knocked it out. There was so much stuff happening. You know, a lot of the songs came from like conversations. Like, you know, I might just be like venting to him about something, or, you know, we're discussing life and relationships and the music business and politics and all types of stuff. And a lot of, you know, those songs, you know, you wrote right there in the studio just based on those conversations that we were having.
And I truly feel that's why, like, not because we made it, but I feel that's why it's such a great project, because it's real life. Like, it's not just, we just sat there and created stories. Like, every song on there came from somewhere. Like she said, from politics. We was talking about Trump, because like this was right when Trump was winning the election.
Right.
This is why we was in the studio. And Maimouna made such a great point as, like, us as Black people, we done been through so much, and we always come out on top. Like this is just how this is how we're born. Our DNA is made that way. So yes, Trump is going to win, but it's not the end of the world. Like we'll get over it.
Right.
And that's where the song "Shine Your Light" came from, because she's like everybody's making all these political songs now, but she said I want to make a song that's saying, yeah, bad things are happening, but let's just party anyway, because this is what we do. We're gonna get through this. We're gonna make it by. But we didn't. Yeah, go ahead.
I think like kind of the most dangerous part of heightened social or political times is the fear that it creates in people, and fear is debilitating, is destabilizing.
Definitely.
You know what I mean? Like when you're in a state of, and that's what I saw all around. People were freaking out and losing their minds the day after the election. And it was just a lot of fear, like, oh my God, now this is going to happen, that's going to happen. And you're creating scenarios that don't exist yet. And you're putting yourself in a position where you can't even really be at your best or be at your highest, because you have this idea that, you know, doom and destruction is coming, and it's going to be an insurmountable odd. And I'm like, you know, that's not where we need to be. Like, we got to look at it from the perspective of, we're God's children, we God's people, we gonna get through no matter what. Like, you know, the power that you have is the light on the inside, you know, as opposed to feeling powerless because you don't have political power or the person you want ain't in office. You know, the power that you have is the power that God gave you that no man can take away from you anyway. So let's deal with, you know, let's deal with ourselves and our communities and our perspectives from that point of view. You know, like taking our power back. Like him being in office don't change anything. It doesn't. The situations that we've been dealing with him, and we're gonna continue to deal with. And he's irrelevant when it comes to what we have to do for our own communities. You know, so
true.
That's really kind of the perspective that we're coming from.
And that's exactly how the song came about. Like that, exactly what she's saying. It was like, okay, I'm gonna write that in a song, and that's how the song came out.
So it sounds like you guys were just having conversations during these sessions, and and it manifested in the writing and also the music too. So
yes,
yeah, that's dope.
Now, is that how your this is a question for both you guys. Is that how your music generally comes along, or was this a unique situation because of the climate that we're currently in?
No, I mean, for me, writing is always, it may not always be conversational, because I mean, you know, before me and Dummy were working together, it may not be, I might be by myself and have nobody to talk to. I had to talk to myself about it. But it generally it has to do with either things that are going on around me or things that happen in my personal life. You know, most things that I write about, I gotta be like affected deeply, you know, in a way to write about it. You know, to really kind of tap into something real. Yeah. Us being together made it easier.
Right. Like most of the stuff on the album, Maimouna told me about, and I tried to create a track that fits what she's talking about. Like, I mean, sometimes I had the track before she told me, and it just beautifully meshed. But like I said, this whole project, mainly every song on there is a real situation coming from, like I said, from Shine Your Light was how we was talking about it. Runaway was a story that she told me. Never Bring Me Down, that like she went so hard on that song, and that's because we was having a real conversation that she got pissed off at.
Because he wasn't agreeing with me, and I got real mad. and now I went to sleep because, you know, I don't like to stay up late. So, and neither one of us, we normally like record during the day, but it was like taking me a long time to write this verse, and I just kept going to sleep. And he just woke me up at like 3 in the morning, like, yo, nigga, you gonna do this verse or not? I'm ready to go home. I was like, fine, man. It's like, what you like? You know what I mean? I don't like people waking me up. I was like, leave me alone. So I just went in the booth like, all right. I was like, man, I don't really know what I got. It might be whack. I don't know. I fell asleep before I finished it. I'm just going to throw something down. And I think, did we keep the reference track, Dummy?
Yeah. So what you hear, like usually, you know, you do a reference track and then go over it and perfect it. we kept the reference track because she was so mad.
So irritating.
Yeah, so we just kept that, and that's what made Never Let Me Down. I mean, Never Bring Me Down.
And then
so rough.
The second verse of Never Bring Me Down is the verse I ended up doing on Tiny Desk over the practice that August Green.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, we were definitely gonna get into the Tiny Desk. Because now I heard you a while back doing your thing with the Roots, Don't Feel Right, doing the hook on there, and a homie of mine, he was like, she raps too. I heard her, doing some sessions, and she raps. Okay, flash forward, I hear you on some things. I'm telling you, when you did the Tiny Desk though, I posted something before I even knew that this was going to happen. Before I even knew this was going to be a thing. The only thing that I posted, she's better than a lot of y'all. and that's I know you don't know us yet. That's we are those guys that analyze everything that everybody says. Mm-hmm. So when I heard it, I immediately called my brothers like, yo, you gotta listen to this. he was already on it. He was like, so tell me about that moment, because you blacked out. Like I don't know if you blacked out, but when from somebody that's watching it, you can see the other people in the room seeing you black out. And the other people's just like, hey, let me give her some space and let her get this off. So did you feel that in that moment? Like, kind of describe what was going on.
I don't really know. I think it's a topic that means a lot to me because I lived through it. I've had to suffer through it. I deal with it all the time in conversations and business dealings. I deal with the bullshit. I remember like years ago, maybe when I was a teenager, and I used to be on like different hip hop panels, and I would hear women talk about what they go through, and I did not understand them because at that time I wasn't going through it, and I had a lot of. First of all, I have 8 brothers, so and when I came into the music business, I started out in a rap group, 7 other guys or 6, I think it's 6 other guys. So I feel like even though I dealt with certain things within those constructs as well, but I was kind of shielded from, some of the fuckery of the music business.
Yeah.
And it wasn't until later on when like the group fell apart and I didn't have management anymore that I really started to realize like, oh my God, this is what they're talking about. This is horrible, And I moved away from home, so I ain't, have my brothers and stuff around me. So it's something that means a lot to me, and it bothers me when I feel like people don't understand or they can't sympathize with it, and it's not a part of a general conversation. Like, it's starting to become a part of the conversation, but there are still a lot of ingrown kind of thought patterns and practices that people are just used to. The same way like you would consider like white privilege. Like if you're brought up in white privilege, it's just the way life is. You don't question your thoughts. You don't question how you deal with people, your preconceived notions, your behaviors. You don't. That's just life for you. You are the predominant factor. You know what I mean? You are the, the stone that others break themselves against, or, whatever. Yeah. So, I think just kind of doing a song, the chords and it's like kind of emotional anyway. And I don't know, for me, it was like just having a conversation. It was important to have the conversation because it wasn't being had. I've never heard the conversation be had in a public space. You know what I mean? Where it mattered anyway. You know what I mean? Like, absolutely. As a woman, you'll talk to other women in the dressing room about it, or we'd be like, oh yeah, look, this bullshit again. You kind of mumble it under your breath because you don't feel like there's anything that you can do about it. And so to kind of be in that space where the whole event is about foregrounding women, and it's about, is this new era of let's hear what the women have to say, almost begrudgingly. I feel like it was necessary to be like, oh, y'all want to hear what we got to say? all right, well, look, this is the bullshit that's been going on for the longest time. What you gonna do about it? Like, you know what I mean? It's like kind of just finally having an opportunity to talk about something that is necessary, and it's been on my mind for a long time, but nobody ever wanted to hear it. They just always told you, accept it. This is just the way it is. You know, it's how shit is. It's not gonna change. So get with it. You know what I mean? Get down, lay down. So I don't even know that I really knew that it was going to be as impactful as it ended up being. I mean, like, I've had people, women in particular, like calling me crying, just like sending me messages, really kind of going through it. And like, yo, like telling me their stories, just like, yo, thank you for speaking for me. And I mean, from all over different countries, like, yo, I could never say something like this in my country, or just, it has been, I mean, it's really just shown me the truth of the matter. Women that are just suffering. You know what I mean? Like, it really has shown me, and I feel grateful. You know, I was raised Muslim, but I was still raised in a household where I was still able to kind of speak my mind, and you know what I mean? Like, the women in my family real strong, they real bossy, they like to fight and shit, you know. And, so I was always kind of able to speak my mind, but like coming into the music business is a little bit different, you know, because it's sometimes you got to walk on eggshells, and you got to, you know how the business is. You got to be careful about what you say, what you do. You got to play the game and da-da-da. So I don't know. Long story short, I can't say that I knew I blacked out. I was just like, oh, I can talk now? You know what I'm saying? I'm going to go ahead and say how I really feel then. And
well, I can tell you firsthand, as somebody with the daughter, as having younger sisters. My brother has a younger sister and an older sister. What you did was way more powerful than you'll probably ever truly know. It will resonate and continue to resonate. As a man, I appreciate it because I have a daughter, because I have younger sisters. So I wanted to say, one, thank you. And it was something that needed to be said, because it's a conversation that we've had, particularly when we were talking about Rhapsody and how she'll never get the props she deserves because she is a woman. In fact, we literally had the conversation or a continuation of the conversation yesterday. Right. And it's just one of those things that definitely needs to change, and it's slow and a long time coming. But doing what you did, it definitely has helped that.
Well, let me say this. Let me say this, because it's something that people didn't notice, and maybe y'all didn't catch it either. But when she wrote that verse, especially after coming from the first verse, that this is the second verse to the song. Yeah. The way she starts it is not men bashing. That's why a lot of guys subconsciously like what she's saying, right? Because she could have came off aggressive and been real, you know, fuck men, this and that, and it could have turned away. Like, yeah, all the women would have loved it, but the reason why the guys respected it so much, because she starts off, now don't get me wrong, I love my brothers, I give you all your props, but don't be mad at me because I'm a showstopper. So she didn't come off aggressively with it. She came off it, and that's very important. That it was delivered that way.
And you know what? Because a lot of times when I see, you know, I'm at women empowerment events, or you know, they bring me different places to speak. I think it's always super unproductive when women go on this tangent about how they don't need men. Life cannot go forward if we can't do this thing together. Like, do y'all understand that life stops here if we cannot figure out how to do this thing together? So for me, it was really important that it's a conversation that we both have. Misogyny can't end just because women are mad about it. If men don't understand, if you can't understand how I'm feeling, and we can't not just have a conversation, but when you feel my heart, then you can start to make some changes. You can start to be more aware when you do things that are really destructive to my person. You know what I mean? It's like, until that happens, there's no progress. You can't move forward just because, you know, women are united or feeling themselves, or you know, I mean, there's a lot of wonderful work women can do by themselves, but this collective consciousness of moving forward, it cannot happen without men being on board with that. And I really want to drive that point home, because feminism without conscious collective agreement, without working on this thing together, no matter what your sexuality and preference or whatever, if we are not talking about balancing the masculine and feminine energy, we ain't talking about shit. Nothing's gonna move forward. So that, you know what I mean, I really wanted to bring that to the forefront. I mean, there is no greater joy in my heart than to really be heard on that. Because dummy, no, I was in the studio crying, like so angry. So like to really see it come full circle, it's really incredible, man. I had no idea that it was going to be that impactful, but I'm so grateful, because you know, you can go viral for anything, you know what I mean? You can go do some old dumb stuff, you can be twerking, you can be whatever, but to go viral for something like this is like,
yeah, it's so much more special when you go viral for something that means something.
And it's bars too.
Talk to me. We will. As I said in the opening, this is the home of the MC. This is we started this show specifically because MCs that we love don't get the love that they should in the recognition that they should in the mainstream. So that's why we started doing this. So yeah, the bars did not go unnoticed. The message was loud and clear, but the bars didn't go unnoticed either. I mean, and I'm gonna get to you, dummy. I promise. I got one more question.
Go ahead, bro.
For Maimouna. Yeah, I know you're from the DMV, but I hear a whole lot of 215 in your talk. I heard you say, I heard you say join in there. I'm from Philly, so I love it. So did you spend time in Philly at all?
Yeah, my son was born there. I lived there for maybe like 4 or 5 years.
Okay, I can definitely tell. I just there's a couple joints that flew up in there.
You know what, too, like.
Yeah, you said get down and lay down. I was like, okay.
Oh boy, I know my son saying so much now when he on his he thinks he's a Philly boy now, so he be saying that all the time. Yeah, this my young boy. I'm like, shut up.
So what part did you stay in?
Man, I was everywhere. I lived in South Philly when I first came. I lived North Philly, like 29th and Girard. I lived in Germantown, Shellingham, like I lived a lot of little places. And
I got a question for Dummy.
Yep.
It's kind of pertaining back to what Maimouna was just talking about, but how does it feel? I know you've been a part of so many different situations and collectives, and talk to us about if this one, obviously just from the optics of it, with you guys being a group and, you know, you being a man, her being a woman, you know, you are automatically look at it and say, you know, this is a different type of situation. But talk to us about how it's been being privy to the type of energy that she brings, not only just with her music, but also just, it seems like you guys have a really beautiful friendship. Can you let us kind of just give us a peek into, like, if you guys have a friendship outside of the music and how it's changed you over the years?
Yeah, I mean, it's way beyond just the music with us. Like, even before, like I said, we've been together, working together, but not as a group, just because of the artists we was working with.
Yeah.
And I would always tell her, Maimouna, do this on stage. You got to perform this way. Like, just because I'm like, I see so much in her, but because I'm like, I want her to be a star. And this is, again, before we was even a group. Mm-hmm. I'm like, I want her to shine because people need to see how amazing she is. So just as, I guess, the love I had for her, I would just be like, Maimouna, you should do this, or I need you to do this. And she would take it sometimes as me yelling at her, but I wasn't yelling
at me sometimes.
But
that's cool,
but then but even outside of that, like she know, I mean, anything, like she comes to my house and she stay at my house. Like it's like, it's nothing that I wouldn't do for her.
Right.
And bringing it into the music business, I'm not going to let anyone do anything to her.
Right.
Like, if you're doing something to her, you got to do it to me.
Right.
And you ain't going to like doing it to me.
Right. Right. That's
in no way am I saying she's weak, because that's not her. I mean, she is a Baltimore chick, like, but I feel it's my business as a man to protect her, as if I would protect my wife.
That's real.
No, you know, yeah, I appreciate Dummy so much. Like, and just even as an MD, like, he just makes everything better. You know what I mean? Like, everything he touches, he just makes it dope and makes it better.
Well, that's one of the things I wanted to talk about, Dummy. Like, it looks like you pretty much work with everybody, at least everybody that I love, man. I mean, Common's one of my all-time favorites. J. Cole, an amazing performer. Just like, I've seen him in concert a couple of times. I'm trying to think when he was here with Drake. I don't think you were with him just yet.
Oh yeah, I was with him.
I've been with him.
I've been with since 2010. So
okay,
that's when he came out. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So you were here. All right, yeah. So yeah, that was the first show that I seen him at. Was the Paradise Tour with Drake, and that show. Now were you the musical director for that one?
Yes, I was.
That's the one where, like, I his music, I was digging it, but that's where I became like a fan. Like, because I'm big into the live performance. I think if you have a great live performance, that puts you a step above everybody else, which is why I like Common and the Roots and so forth. So seeing him live, it makes sense now.
And that was the first time J. Cole used the band on that tour. So that's the first time we started and put the band together right there.
So that was your call to use the band?
He said he wanted to use the band, so I'm not gonna take that. Like, it was his call, but I put the pieces together.
Got you. So tell me what that experience, because one of our brothers, DJ Rick G's, who told me to tell you what's up. He said when you guys were on tour with Pusha T and J. Cole, because he's the MD for Push.
Yeah, I know Rick. We did a party together overseas.
Yeah,
I know Rick. Yeah, that's my man. Yeah.
That's our guy. That's our music director.
Okay.
So he was saying, like, you guys put it together. What's that experience like, putting together like a show of, like, these are some pretty big, this isn't, your local club. These are arenas and stadiums. So, like, kind of walk us through that process a little bit of what that's like.
Well, first, even like from an artist as big as J. Cole to, whoever I'm working with, even to our stuff, the Vintage Babies, when you performing, you don't want audience to come and hear the same thing they heard on the album. Because it's going to be like, I could have sat home and listened to my iPod with this, like, I don't need to sit here. So I can't stand rappers that rap over their tracks. Like, you got to be kidding me. Like, if I wanted to hear that, I don't have to pay this money to come see you. So that's one thing I make sure that the music brings, the music comes alive. That's why it's called the live show. So when I put a band together, I need to make sure that this band can take the song to the next level. Not take it away from how the music originally is, but when we need to vamp out, I need you to go for blood. When we do a break that's not in the original record, I need everybody to be on one accord, break at the same time, come back on the same count. Or if we're going to switch the beat just for 8 bars, we all need to be in sync with it. And you got to know when to do it. So when I'm a music director, I direct shows as if I'm DJing a party. So that's an advantage I have, that I am a DJ and I've been DJing for years. So when I put a show together, I try to put it together as if I was rocking the party.
Nice.
Yeah.
Now, speaking of rocking the party, you're from Brooklyn, correct?
Absolutely.
So, one of the guys, in fact, I was kind of in contact with him yesterday, talking to Smooth the Hustler, man.
Oh my God.
Yeah. The Glock on Cock Commander.
Wow.
Wow. So kind of we're big into the origin stories. We're Marvel Comics fans. So we like to get those origin stories. I know Smooth is a part of your origin story. Can you kind of give us that, where that bug comes in?
Smooth the Hustler was the second person I ever DJ'd for, to go on tour with. That whole, when Smooth was out with Trigger the Gambler, the whole Next Level movement. I went from Group Home, which was the first artist I went on tour with, and then I met with Smooth, and I was with Smooth the Hustler for 2 years. And Smooth is probably one of the most incredible, underrated MCs out there.
Absolutely.
That's how we feel.
Exactly how we feel.
He is amazing. But I get why the masses missed him, because Smooth didn't change. And Smooth did a lot of writing for other people that people don't know about. He did a lot of writing for other people. Smooth is one of the original first ghostwriters, and people just didn't know about it.
Oh, I don't doubt it.
But
there was a lot of people with that style, a couple years after, I'm this and I'm that, that sounds familiar.
So Smooth was really dope. I mean, I wish they had more success. They did, because he deserved it. But when we was on tour, especially doing that song "Broken Language," the club would go insane. I mean, that's my origin. And I learned a lot of streets with them dudes.
Brownsville. No, what part of Brooklyn are you from?
I'm from Coney Island.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Shout out to our homie Torre.
Exactly. Yep, Torre. That's my man.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
Brownsville was just way real. Maimouna, you still up? You with us?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. We're not gonna hold you because I was told we on a pitch count. We gotta get you get you some rest.
Y'all good? It's cool.
Okay.
It's a snow day today, so.
Okay. Hopefully bring some of that down my way. I'm trying to put my feet up.
You can have all this snow.
So, your origin story.
Mm-hmm.
DMV, as Dummy let everybody know, Be More, DC. You spent some time in Philly.
Mm-hmm.
How do you get from A to B, being a background singer, a writer, up and coming MC in a group with 8 guys to the Vintage Babies?
Well, I didn't start out background singing at all. I started out rapping. Well, let me go back. My mom's a jazz singer. My mother was she was the original singer for Dr. Buzz's original Savannah band. She also was in a part of the Rat Pack. She had a group called the Bastionettes that toured with Sammy Davis Jr.
Wow.
So, and my grandmother was a choir director in Chicago. So my origins were definitely, I can't say R&B. My mom wouldn't even let me listen to R&B when I was a kid. I could only listen to jazz, or I could listen to African music, like Letan Bulu or Miriam Makeba, Hima Sekela, or I could listen to gospel or Native American music. My mom she's Indian. And So that was more of my origins. I mean, and then I also got into hip hop real young because my brothers, they was like real big on Wu-Tang Clan, and my brother used to have a rule that girls could not come on the steps unless you could rap. So I could not sit on the front steps at all until I learned how to rap, and it took me, you know, like a year of just coming out there and just being disrespected, and you know, they just joan on you and just, you know what I mean, just tear down your whole self-esteem, and you go back in the house and you try again the next day. And but I think my brother took some interest in me, like, you know what, she might be able to rap one day. So he just would really like challenge me, making me like memorize, you know, the RZA, you know, different verses from the RZA, from Ray and Ghostface and stuff like that. So but I think,
what's your favorite Wu song?
Maybe it's hard to say, but I'll tell you the one. I'll say what was more memorable from my childhood, probably Impossible. They call an ambulance, then you've been shot. Work the Kimmy, don't go, son. Nigga, you my motherfucking heart. Stay still, so don't move. Just think about TV3 and tell you where your young God needs it.
Yeah.
That shit just like, it like, I don't know, pulverized me as a child. Like that was like,
Heat Holderz.
That was like poetry, you know what I mean? It's like read, like when I went to college or whatever, you read Williams, Wordsworth, and Shakespeare and shit. Like that shit was Shakespeare for me. Like I'm seeing the whole story, you know. I'm like, oh my God, like, you know, I'm worried about the family, and you know what I mean? I'm seeing the whole thing. She running out of her house coat, she's screaming, she holding a child, da da da. So, you know, like that stuff was so cinematic for me. So I used to always just like write out the words, and I think I started getting it. It's funny too, because I started getting into like buying my own records. Like Common was one of the first records I ever, like tapes I ever bought of my own, you know, when I was like, I don't know, maybe like 10, you know, and I was like, all right, I can go, my mom would take me to the record store and I could buy tapes on my own. I didn't have to just listen to what my brothers was listening to. I could actually like choose and stuff. And I remember Outkast. I remember the first time I heard Outkast, I was like, yo, what is that sound? It's amazing. Like, I need to know what that is. Like, some dude was just like parked outside and I'm just listening. I'm like, yo, what is that song? It was Elevators. It was me and you, your mama and your cousin too.
Classic.
And I was just like, oh my God, I got it. And I don't even think I knew how to like get it. You know what I mean? I don't think I had it for like a while after that. Like, I ain't know nobody who had it. You know what I mean? You ain't always have money. You had to like find, like ask around, like, yo, you got that song? You know what I mean? And anyway, so I just got into hip hop like that. So the rap group that I was in, we had a jazz band and we was rappers. So the band was, you know, we was rapping over jazz music, and that was, you know, mixture kind of like what I came up in. I started doing background a little bit later when I was like in the music industry and trying to just figure out how to navigate the fact that like the soul movement had died, and I really didn't want to sing R&B because I just don't like R&B. And you know, I just didn't like the idea that singers couldn't be thinkers. You know what I mean? Singers were more like, they was like clothes hangers, you know?
Can you expand on that? Because I think we might have a similar belief about. Could you expand on how you were saying you didn't want to sing R&B? What made you not want to sing it?
I felt like there were a lot of limitations, especially for Black artists, especially for Black female artists, in terms of the types of concepts that you could sing about. You know, when you listen to other music like folk music or alternative or country, they get to really tell stories. They get to, even, you know, certain jazz songs, not standard so much, but they get to really expand on life, you know, tell stories, have different perspectives. And I felt like R&B was so limiting in terms of what you could be about. You know, it was only a couple different concepts. Either your man cheated on you, you said he won't come back home, or okay, after this nigga, I don't like him no more. Like, you know, like 3 or 4 things you could even say as an R&B singer. And everything was about you selling yourself as a sexual entity. And, you know, I just never liked it. I was just always irritated. You know, I would come into the studio session and like, oh, I got something for you. And they play some old sappy ass, sad ass, begging ass, pathetic ass love song. And I'd be like, man, where your heartbeats at? Nobody want to hear this shit. You know, so
yeah.
I just wanted to be able to express myself creatively, and not that I have anything against, some sappy love songs are really nice, but I just felt really trapped inside of that identity that labels wanted to force me into. Like, okay, you're pretty, you can sing, you should fit into that box. And I was like, but I have no interest. I don't even like those girls. I have no interest of doing that at all. Like, anyway, so yes, I just was always like trying different stuff, just being eclectic. Like the first project I did is like a mix, some rock on there, some folk, I'm just mixing as much stuff as possible because I get bored. I'm just like, I don't care if y'all don't like this. I think this shit is dope and it's interesting and it keeps me excited about life.
Right.
So yeah, I don't consider myself an R&B singer, but I can do basically anything. I've been in Afrobeat bands and hip hop bands. I've been in a lot of different types of group, jazz bands, and so I think I was like trying to figure out as the landscape of the music business was changing. I was trying to figure out just how to stay afloat in terms of making money because I'm not a good employee. You know what I'm saying? I can't work for nobody. Like I never could. It's not my thing, So I started doing. I think I joined Zap Mama, and which I enjoyed a lot. It's like all a cappella, doing Congolese music, and I was in Nigeria with Femi Kuti, with Fela's son, and we was working on music, and I just was enjoying myself out there and learning about the culture and stuff. Anyway, I come back to America with him, and we was doing a show in Central Park, and Common had walked by, and he was like, "Yo, that's dope. I got a show in Canada for Africa Day. You should come, since you like on that African shit, you should come and do this show with me or whatever." And yeah, so I did doing that one show, and then like, I don't know, 5 years later, we still was rocking together. And so yeah, I just started doing like background stuff for him, and just learning along the way, like learning different aspects of the business, and it's been a great opportunity just to be able to, to who gets to really rock with like their childhood favorite, like, you know what I mean? The first tape I ever bought was like Resurrection, like, okay. And then fast forward 10, 15 years, like you on stage.
That's amazing.
Wait, forget being on stage with him. He's on our album.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I remember on the mixtape, in the intro of the mixtape, he did this really dope.
Right.
Yeah. So that's,
Yo, I can tell you, I don't think you'll have to worry about being somebody's employee. I think you're safe right there. You're good. Because you have this energy. Like when I hear your music, it's eclectic in the best sense of the word. Like your music it feels like a live concert, like to where you get all these different sounds, and like how Dummy was saying, how you don't want to hear the album when you go to a live show. Yeah. When I hear your albums, I hear a live show inside the studio, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And that's for somebody like me, that's all I could ever ask for. Because I don't hear an R&B singer when I hear you. Obviously I know you could do that if you chose, but yeah. I just hear soul, and that's
right.
That's
what I want. Sense. So that makes me happy. You know what I mean? Because in terms of soul music, I'll be soul all day long. You know what I mean? Like I love James Brown's definition. He said soul music is going through hard times and getting over, having the strength to get through it. And just, you know what I mean? It's like he said something like it's the resilience of the human spirit. That's what soul music is. Nice. Like, so yeah. I mean, and even like creating with Dummy, I really enjoy it because sometimes I go off the deep end just to prove a fucking point, or just because I feel like it. And he can always reel me back in, and I listen to Dummy, so he'd be like, "Moo, no, we're not doing that," And I was like, okay, you know what I mean? Or sometimes I'm like, oh, let's try this, this chorus sound, or let's do this, da, da, da. And he'd be like, all right, yeah, let's try that, So it's a really good balance between, he keeps me going off the deep end, and I help him venture out, and we meet in a go place in the middle, yeah.
So going back to the definition of like soul music, like all of those points is right, and soul music is emotion, and that's so important. That's why there is no real soul music today. The soul music of our past, like Marvin Gaye, Stevie Wonder, Gladys Knight, like those records made you feel a certain way, whether they made you think about socially what was going on, or the next song will make you feel like you in love. The next song will make you be like, Black is beautiful. That's what soul music is. It's soul music touches your inner emotions. And when she sings, when she writes, she touches your inner emotions. Whether it's her story, it makes you feel it. And that's what soul music is. So we just I think a lot of people are in search of great soul music. And I think that's why we're getting so much love right now, because people, like, artists are afraid to make this kind of music again.
Yeah.
But this is what we live.
Black artists are afraid to make soul music. Other races are not. But Black artists, for some reason, are afraid.
Well, I think you guys are the soul music. I think like you guys, I think Common, it is soul music. The Roots, Badu. There's a soul music. It may not be that what Marvin Gaye and those guys were, but for our time that we're in 2018, you guys are the soul. So that's why I appreciate what you do, because I agree with you that we don't have enough artists that we enjoy making, soul music or even just quality music for that matter. I mean, we search them out and we find them. That's what we strive to do. But from what gets promoted and what gets seen, it's very top heavy. It's soulless, for lack of a better term.
Everybody just want to turn up.
That's it. Dummy, now we would be remiss, because anytime we have a DJ on here, we've had a couple. Anytime we've had a conversation with them, we like to ask them about gear. Now, we don't want you to give away, the secrets of the Wu-Tang. But that. Competing and doing that, and those that are familiar with you know that you went pretty far once upon a time. As far as taking your routine and your skills on that stage. Just if you can, just give us some info, like what type of mixer are you using right now? We have some people that would probably really be interested in that, like how you're using technology as far as when you DJ now.
Well, for one thing, I don't care what anybody says, I'm never giving up my turntables.
Yeah,
I'm
nice.
always going to use Technique 1200s.
Nice.
I don't even care if they give me different kind of turntables. I'm like, no, I want Technique 1200. But the reason for that, there are a lot of better turntables with technology today.
Right.
But using Technique 1200s, it's because I remember when I first saw them back in the 80s. I've been DJing since 84.
Yeah.
When I first, and
DJ before I was born. What kind of messing up?
Well,
he was a kid winning championships, man. He was.
So I remember seeing them and then asking my mother, "Ma, can we get, me and my older brother, he's DJ LS1. He's like, look, Ma, can you buy us these turntables?" And we went to the store, which was called Nobody Beats the Wiz.
Oh yeah.
We went there, and she saw the $3.99 tag on it, and she's like, "Y'all are out your damn mind." So, we in Brooklyn, Coney Island, paying $3.99 for one turntable, not the pair,
Right.
For one turntable. My mother, and you know, again, I'm a kid. My brother's a young teenager. She didn't know that this was going to be our career. Neither did we.
Right.
But just the fact that I couldn't afford them makes me, every time it's in my contract, I have to have these turntables every show I do, because just to remind myself of where I came from.
Yeah.
There was a time when I could not buy those.
Right.
And at that time, those were the greatest turntables. Like, if you had those turntables, you was the man.
Yeah.
So it's just to remind me of where I come from, and this is what I crafted my skills on.
Nice.
Now, as far as mixer, you know, okay, I upgraded. I use Tractor Z2. I hate Serato, and I'm gonna say it again. I hate Serato. One more time, I hate Serato.
Why do you hate it though?
Serato is the worst software, period, for two reasons. One, Serato made anybody a DJ.
Okay.
Two, the quality sucks. Like
as far as like the glitches and some of the
glitches and the sound of it. The way the bit rate is, the sample rate is terrible. So I'm not gonna go deep into that, but I use Tractor, which is a whole lot more complicated.
Yeah.
It took me a while to understand it, but it was my craft. So I sat there and learned it. If Serato was as complicated as Tractor was, a lot of people wouldn't be DJs, because it's just, I got a laptop, Serato puts the song there for me, and I can match the BPMs. I'm a DJ now. So it's just very, very disheartening for me.
Gotcha.
So
the frauds get exposed, though. I mean, there are some guys out here that are sneaking by, but definitely anybody that knows, you know, as far as your ear, like you said, how it doesn't sound good to your ears.
Right.
The frauds are being exposed, and you know, you can't fake it, you know, but for so long. So I feel what you're saying for sure. It definitely has opened up the market, but the truth does come to the light eventually with all of these guys.
But still, basically that's it. That's all I use. Native Instruments, the Tractor Z1, and I also use the F1 on stage.
Okay.
And that's my controller. So like when we're doing the live vintage baby stuff, I have different stems. So if I want to drop the sample out, I can drop just the sample. If I could just add her backgrounds, I can do all of that with Tractor on the fly. Okay. So nice. That's what I use.
All right. Yeah, like I said, we got some nerds. Say that affectionately. We got some nerds that anytime we have, musical directors, producers, DJs, they're interested in what you guys use to produce. So thanks for sharing that.
Yep. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Man, I just wanted to thank y'all again for rocking with us. We definitely appreciate it. You could have been anywhere in the world.
Yeah, but you're rocking with us. We appreciate it. So obviously the album came out last year. You guys, have performed live and gotten out there. What are the plans for this year?
We have a lot going on.
Yeah, we have a lot going on. We got shows coming up in Miami on May 12th. Then we got Raleigh, North Carolina, June 14th.
Yeah, I think it's the 14th.
And Maimouna is really harassing me. She want to get back to recording already. So
I'm ready.
So I'm trying to create some stuff now, so she be ready. And we shooting our next video next week.
Yeah,
nice.
Next week. Okay. And we're also doing a live filming of a concert in DC. So
that's gonna be fire.
Yeah, and we're 3 cameras, sound, Pro Tools, tracked out everything. So really
y'all would have an amazing live album. I'm just throwing that out there. Like if y'all,
it's coming. It's coming.
Okay.
Yeah, this is definitely the makings of it. Nice. I know we're gonna do Kennedy Center in October, so that should be really amazing because they also do the same thing. They track out everything and doing, you know, a lot of visual recording. And we're working on our own tour dates for the summer.
Oh, Tiny Desk. We got our own Tiny Desk.
We're doing Tiny
Desk. Nice.
Oh, man.
We're going to be on Sway in the morning in 2 weeks. So it's a lot of little stuff that's bubbling, you know.
When y'all coming out to the beach, man, like I gotta fight to get people, or I gotta make plans to come see some of y'all. I gotta get y'all out here.
Which beach?
Virginia Beach.
Oh, okay. I used to always come out there in summer. My mom has land not far from there. I used to always come out there in the summer. I mean, the water not that clean, but you know, I enjoy it.
Oh no. Let's be clear. I don't get in that water at all. I just live out here.
Not in the beach, but to the beach.
Yeah. Like I'm in the zip code, but not in the by the ocean.
Yeah, I used to come out there, hang out with Knots. You know, go to Knots Studio.
Knots Raw. Shout out to Knots, man.
Nice,
yeah, man. One of the most incredible producers right here. This is kind of like the little mecca for producers on the low though.
Oh yeah,
Bink and Knots and Timberland and Pharrell.
Yeah,
man.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, Knots is my man. That's my dude right there. Nice. Again, because of Smoother Hustler, and because Knots was producing Boogeyman, which came from under Smoother Hustler. So that's how I've been running with Knots.
I just was at a show and Boogie came out and did a couple of tracks.
Yeah.
Yep.
Nice. Well, we definitely appreciate you guys rocking with us. Like we said, this was more than what we could have asked for. We appreciate you guys kind of burning the midnight oil and taking time out to talk to us. Just one last, Phil, I know you probably got one last thing you want to ask.
Yeah, man, it's something we do with all our guests. The homie Davis, he got a chance to partake. Something we call Tit for Tat 365. It's just quick rapid fire, see the this or that. You guys down to try it out?
Okay.
I'll see.
All right, so here we go. So Vi, if I say Midnight Marauders, you say what?
Low End Theory, and then the person has to pick which one they prefer or what they would select if they had to select one of the two.
Which one had butter on it?
That's going to be the Low End Theory.
That's the one I'm with.
Okay.
And Maimouna, how about you?
That's hard.
Oh, I ain't saying it was gonna be easy.
Yeah.
Wait. Check the rhyme was on Low End Theory as well, right?
Yes.
Correct.
Yeah, Low End Theory. That's the one I'm saying with. Yep. Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well,
there's no wrong answer.
Yeah, there is no wrong answer. Literally, there's no wrong answer.
I'm gonna just go ahead, I'm going Midnight Marauders, okay?
Hey.
Yeah. All right. See,
I feel the other end between the two of us.
Hey.
All right. So, Vi, if I say resurrection, you say what?
The present is a gift, and I just want to be. So, which one out of those two?
Album or song?
Album.
I
gotta go with B.
I'm gonna say Resurrection. I used to love it was on Resurrection. Come on, all right.
Yeah.
Reason being, Common was almost through, but when he came with B, that resurrected his career.
No, there. I see what you did there.
Yeah.
But no, Va to tell you that is one of my all-time favorite albums. I lived in Florida. I lived about 2.5 hours away from Orlando. I actually had my wife drive us to Orlando. We had to go to work the next day to see Com at the Hard Rock in Orlando, and then we drove back and then went to work. That just to see him perform that album, it was amazing too. By the way,
I was on that record too.
Yes, Maimouna. Maimouna is on B.
Let's see if we can guess without going to the liner notes.
Oh,
It's your world. Your world?
no, that's Bilal.
Nope.
Yeah, I know
Bilal.
Bilal was on there. I thought you might have snuck a vocal in
No. Common he turned his vocals down. I was like, why your vocals so loud than mine? Turn your vocals down. Like, all right, well, no, come on. Next guess.
Love Is? I don't know.
There you go.
Yeah.
Hey!
Yeah.
All right.
Nice.
See, now we got to listen to that 100 times a night.
Yeah, now I gotta, and I've listened to it a million times. I guess a million and one is the one I would have.
That was such a dope song produced by the great Jay Dilla, man.
Absolutely. All right,
man. Phil, we got one more, right?
Yeah. All right. So we all right. Here we go. If I say Kane, you say
Rakim Allah.
Kane. No question.
I knew you were going
no
there.
No question.
I knew you were going there. And I know exactly. I mean, there's no wrong answer for that one. But I think I know why that was so quick on the trigger.
Yeah, that was easy.
Yeah, I had to say Kane too.
Woo! I mean, I just can't hold
of cadence. Like, I don't know. I feel like his cadence.
Yeah.
I mean, it can still be relevant in style.
Oh, it's still. I'll tell you this, Vod. I saw them both live. They were together on the same bill a couple months ago. The Kane show, the stage performance, incredible.
Yeah.
Like he's a perfect live performer. Like, he's a flawless performer. Like, it's incredible. So yeah, I mean, there it is. Kane with the clean sweep.
Man, we appreciate you guys being so kind and rocking out with us again. Just let the people know anything else that they need to know before we get out of here.
How they can find you out in the world in social media.
Yeah. My handle is just MuMu Fresh, MuMu Fresh, Instagram. If you go to my website, mumufresh.com, all my handles are there. But I'm probably the most active on Instagram. To find our stuff collectively, it's the Vintage Babies. It's just the Vintage Babies on Instagram and on Facebook and Twitter. Wait, is it that on Facebook, Dummy?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, the real.
The real
Vintage Babies, yeah.
Not for faking. There's some fakers out there.
And everybody, please, if you have the opportunity, if you do go to her website, please go to Inspire Merch. There's at least 3 shirts, maybe all 4 that are here for your liking, for your taking. Definitely the MuMu African shirt. That's the one for me. So you might see me rocking that at a local coffee shop, getting some tea.
It's crazy. A lot of people started making like memes and stuff just from like different lyrics, from my rap verse or whatever.
Yeah.
My girlfriend just came to me. She does like a lot of merchandise, and she just came to me like with this idea, like, look, Mo.
Yeah.
On the rest of the world, start making t-shirts with the rap verse on it.
No, that's real.
That's it.
That's what you need to do. Capitalize on it.
That's right.
Yeah, especially because it's like, what I mean? There's all types of wild shit that people subscribe to and have that be it's not productive. Like, so it's like,
and please, on your streaming services or if you're feeling real froggy, go out and hit the iTunes music store, pick up Vintage Babies, the album. It's
right.
Fun.
Please, thank you. Well, I mean, and you can reach me at I am DJ Dummy on Twitter, and it's just DJ Dummy. on Instagram. My website is djdummythegenius.com. And you can catch us both at thevintagebabies.com.
There it is.
You know what? I do think B had more hits. but Resurrection is just personally, it's personal to me.
No, I get it. It's that album that you first connected with. So I get it. It's that.
But, you know, he was singing a different way. Like,
yeah,
you think that one, and one day it all makes sense.
Yeah, chicka 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 chicka. Oh, yeah,
but Kanye was on top of his game when B came out.
Yeah,
I've argued in you know, I get into this all the time. I think it's the best produced album he's ever done. And a lot of people don't agree with me. I don't really, it doesn't really matter if you agree or not. It's just how I feel. You know, you see him shaking his head, and he doesn't agree.
Nah. His best produced album was Graduation.
Man, talk to him, dummy. That's what I'm talking about, man.
Man,
talking about.
Graduation.
It's not even close.
Graduation has amazing hits, but I'm talking about as far as a concise, single, like straight through project. It flows so effortlessly. It's like one stream of consciousness.
Dummy has spoken.
Is that
Wait, Graduation better than College Dropout?
No.
Oh yeah.
Graduation.
Oh no. Hold on.
I like College Dropout better.
If you just go through
Graduation, I do like better than College Dropout.
But if you just go through Good Morning, Champion, I Wonder. Oh my gosh.
But Stronger.
But okay, that's the third song. But if you just the first four songs, before you even get to You Can't Tell Me Nothing, you've already
you got B.
Nah.
Like no. I'm talking about just a stream of content. You can just put it on and just ride out. Like Stronger throws everything off. It's not a bad song, but it just throws everything off when you listen to it.
Hashtag Dummy has spoken.
But you know, Kanye always keep the best beats for himself anyway, so it's gonna be hard for anyone to have a better album than him. He's not giving you his best beats.
That's right.
Who you are?
Wow, they had They Say on that album.
Yeah, they say
like that album was crazy.
Com said my niggas didn't know it was me, like Jamie and Ray.
Yo.
Yeah, that was.
Hey, because one of the things, the food. Before we get out of here, the food. Were you in the studio when they did that by chance?
No, I wasn't. No.
Oh, because the reason I asked is because like the version that they used on the album is the version you guys did on the Chappelle show.
On the Chappelle show, right?
Yeah, because so I mean we've all heard
when we had the advance, we were like, oh no.
No, like don't do that. It
was too produced. Like the album version was too produced.
It was like when it had no soul. Right. It was no feeling. It was like it sounded like the Chessmen did it, and but the version that you guys used with that, I don't know who. I'm assuming it was probably Kanye's call to use that one. But
I have no idea who made that call. But
that was brilliant. Like I just had to say that because I accidentally played the studio version. It popped up on my phone, and it just ruined it. Like, I mean, and it's the same exact song. It's the same exact lyrics. It just don't have that feeling.
But again, that's real quick. That's what I'm talking about. Performance is like you don't want to hear the album when you're performing. So even though it was Dave Chappelle and it wasn't a real band, it was just turntables. We performed it differently because you don't want to hear the same record live. Like
when you cut out the jigga jigga on the Blacks and Rims, and it went droop.
Right.
You went back into it. Like that's
right. Just the little things.
Yeah.
Okay. I hadn't even met you yet. I don't think we knew each other back then.
Nope, not with the B album. No, yeah, we met, but we wasn't working.
Maybe like one time or something like backstage. Because I remember like watching that from Poison Studio. You know, like when when Dave Chappelle would come on, everybody would leave out of the studio. Nobody would record while Chappelle was on. Everybody, like all the Roots guys,
it was my CTV,
leave out of the studio and come watch Chappelle like in the lobby. That was like a real thing. No one recorded when Chappelle was on. I remember watching that performance in the studio, like, oh my God, that's incredible.
I'm gonna tell you, I thought I was rich because that's when I first got a DVR, and the first thing that I DVR'd was that episode. And like it had literally came, they had brought it out to the house that morning, and I was like, you couldn't tell me nothing. I was like, I don't need a tape.
I'm gonna leave y'all with this gem that nobody knows. There's actually a recording of They Say on Chappelle's show. Oh. It was recorded for season 3, which never came out. Oh. So there's a tape somewhere of us performing They Say and Kanye doing a new song for the first time that never came out. So there's this little gem around there somewhere that somebody got.
Sitting on those. He probably got those out at the compound in Ohio somewhere.
Wow.
Yep. We performed They Say, and it was we performed it live, and it was so freaking insane.
Was John Legend was there too?
Yeah, John was there too.
Wow. Oh man, you gotta make some phone calls, man. They gotta see the world need to see that.
Wow.
That was so crazy.
Tissue and the Tape exclusive, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much, Vintage Babies.
Thank y'all, brother.
All right, now we'll talk to y'all soon, hopefully. Thank you.
Thanks for the love and support, man. Really.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. We did it, Vod.
That was awesome.
Another victory.
That was awesome.
Yes.
Yeah, no, we definitely got to go back and listen to B now.
I'm about to listen to it as soon as we get off the.
Ladies and gentlemen, again, that was a Vintage Babies. That was MuMu Fresh, and that was DJ Dummy. Two legends in the making. DJ Dummy in his own right. I mean, you heard him. He's been DJing since 1984.
He DJ'd at the White House. Obama.
He DJ for Prince.
Look, hold on. I gotta say, he DJ for President Obama at the White House. So let's make that
very true.
Extremely clear.
Yeah, no, that's very true. But definitely just inspiring talking to people with that type of immense talent and that much love for their craft. Absolutely. And what she said about R&B music, Phil, I think you can put that on a t-shirt and run with that now.
Yeah,
because that's exactly
that's the manifesto right there.
You know, but soul music, whether it's beats and rhymes, whether it's melodies and hooks, or whether it's spoken word and just the feeling that you get from the emotion of the orator, soul music is something that's undeniable, and it's something that they do very well. So I'm excited that we diversified our bonds on that one. Absolutely. And had them as guests. Shout out to Alexis.
She had the
double salute and the TI double salute. And hey, we working for you. You know, we definitely want to we want to be your favorite podcast. We want to be your favorite website, and we want to make sure that we bring you nothing but quality music, because everything is hip hop.
Absolutely. Hey, bye.
Yeah.
You know what it is, baby.
Yeah. Philmatic, take us out with the fader.
Okay, gang. Work for the money, live for the love, and die for what you believe in. This is Tissue and the Tape. It's the home of the MC and the soul singer.
Yeah.
Respect Heat Holderz.